Okay, it is December 16th, and we're excited to be here in the middle of December with all the fun things going on. But I will say a really quick prayer and then we will get going with our meeting. Lord, I just thank you so much for today, and I thank you for these ladies that are here and those that will be listening after the fact, and just thank you for their commitment through this whole year. And here we are almost at Christmas, and I just thank you that they're still committed. And Lord, I just ask that you be with us tonight, help us to be beneficial and helpful to everyone that's listening, and just help us to be able to support each other. And we just thank you for all the blessings that you've given us. And we thank you especially for the focus in December of your son, and just help us to just be focused on him in this next week as we celebrate Christmas. It's in your name we pray. Amen. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is I did get accomplishment sheets. I think people were like putting in their accomplishment sheets too, because as of right now, our websites are down and they're doing an upgrade to the new
Oh,
e-commerce. So I think some people were like just trying to get all their stuff in before all of that. But we had Jody had a $492 week,
oh,
and Laura
good.
had a $77 week, and Alexandra had a $182 week. And Debbie, I did see your name in there, but I didn't see a number for this
Oh,
week.
you didn't?
No, it
It
didn't
was
have a
two.
number.
It was. Oh, really? It was
Yeah.
201.
201. Okay, Debbie had a 201, and then I sold 779. So
Okay.
together,
Okay.
y'all,
Yeah,
that's
that
really
was
good.
great.
So I don't know about you guys. I'm sure some of yours is I know Jody did a little open house, and I know I'm just getting calls every day, just people, some of it's gifts, but some of it's like I'm going to be out of town, I need my foundation. So, which is always a great thing too. Was yours kind of reorders, Debbie, or did you have something else going on this past week?
I had a vendor event.
Oh, you had a vendor event. Okay.
hmm
Okay.
And I talked to lots of people, and nobody had a Mary Kay lady. Not
Oh,
one.
wow.
There was a lot of people that went through this time. I've done this twice before, and I didn't hardly have anybody order anything. And I just did it a little differently this time, but I had all of my stuff all pretty wrapped up with all that Court of Achiever stuff.
Yeah.
And that made it really cute. And everybody kept remarking about how festive my table was. And
Hmm.
I like to buy a backdrop so that it's just that and they don't see anybody else. But I bought a black tablecloth that goes underneath the legs and it makes a big like arch underneath the table. And I just made it look really nice. And I talked to people. I got six people on my Facebook uh, page, and I got three people who want facials, and one wants one. I got to call her and see if she still wants it next week or the week after, but she wants her daughter to get on the basic. And then somebody else said right after Christmas she would invite her mom and she didn't have any friends. I
Oh,
was like, who doesn't have any friends? But she's very quiet and she's married and has two kids and she's just into her church and her family. And she said, if you have family, you don't need friends. And I said, uh, this may be butting in, but I said, I'm going to tell you that I've learned in my history that you do need friends. I said, sometimes you've got to talk to somebody about something or you need to get away once in a while. And, I said, your kids get older and stuff. I said, you need to make friends when you go places and stuff. So
yeah.
I think she went to a church that had like 15 people.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So she
So
has 15 friends there.
yeah, there we go. So I said, okay. She said, well, I could ask my mom and my sister. I'm like, okay, it's very nice. And then there was an elderly lady that came. She looked marvelous. And she was very quiet. And it made me think like she didn't have her husband anymore or something. And she'd been quiet all of her life. And she walked by and she just looked wonderful. And I asked her about Mary Kay and stuff, and she hadn't tried it and everything. And she didn't know she wanted a facial. So I sent her the Miracle Set and I sent her a hand cream and some samples. And I just finally sent those today, so I haven't got back with her yet.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's good.
yeah, so I was
Met
I
a
was
lot of new
happy I
people.
was happy with that amount of money because I didn't make any before. I got a couple of new customers, but I hadn't really gotten any sales and stuff.
Hmm.
So they have a like the stuff once you wrap it up and make it look cute.
Hmm.
And I'd say, who have you still got to buy for?
So it was a good week for everybody. I will bring up that Jody and Laura and Meredith and myself were star consultants.
Oh, great.
And Jody and Laura and myself are all on target for 4 quarter star. So
Wow.
that's exciting.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. And then let's see if there was anything. Is there anything else good you guys want to mention that's happened this week?
Hmm. I've been just very busy trying to get Christmas together.
Yeah.
I just now put my tree up.
Yeah.
Oh, got
I'm
her
gonna
stitches out.
I want to put Christmas.
Oh, Harlow got her stitches out. Yay,
Oh,
that's good.
oh,
So she doesn't have to wear that cone anymore.
She
oh,
to wear it. She had
Oh,
said to wear it for a couple of more days just because
oh,
licking it, but she hadn't been licking it since they took those sutures out. I think she was, and she even said that she was starting to have like a reaction to them. So
oh,
oh, oh, poor baby.
yeah.
Now my little puppy he just leaped off of Mike's lap and fell in the floor. I guess he didn't realize he was up that high, and he just jumps at you all the time. And he's just a little thing, but I think he's gonna. I said, I hope he's not gonna be mean. He's a little tyrant. He just jumps at you
Well,
all the time.
sometimes puppies, I forgot you had a puppy.
Oh my,
Puppies,
he's a stinker. But
yeah,
he's so cute and he does such cute stuff all the time.
yes, I know.
He keeps me company when I'm just sitting there and
Yeah,
resting.
yeah, yeah.
So
We all love our dogs for sure.
I just
Um,
made a turkey dinner.
oh, tonight?
Yeah,
Oh,
yep. I just got done eating and ran in here.
okay. All right. So now I know I had asked you, Debbie, to do product knowledge. Are you ready to do
Well,
that?
I am, but you guys are all up on all that stuff all the time. Would you like me to wait until next week or look at Jody,
No,
look at
it's
her.
okay. Go ahead, because people will be watching the recording too. So you can just tell us what you prepared, and it'll
Okay.
be helpful to anybody
I think I
that's
started on another.
listening.
Here we go. Yeah, I started on another page here. Okay. So we have I did the clear proof set, and I was glad that I did that because I got to talk to that lady about her daughter, and I want to be able to know some of this stuff. I mean, I know it had benzoyl peroxide and salicylic acid and stuff in it, but I didn't know the how much more that the people have been saying that it helps. I've been sorry they got rid of that goat set. I bought an extra one just so I'd have two of them and could maybe get somebody to buy them because I see so many teenagers with that acne all the time, and
Hmm.
they don't know what to do.
Hmm.
But what I did was it was uh, shown to have provide clearer skin in 7 days. So I think 7 days, a lot of times people think, well, that's a long time. Not really. I don't think it's very long. And it
No.
clears the blemishes and unclogs the pores and removes excess oil. And it doesn't have any irritation. And it means that clear complex as long as you keep using this until your hormones and stuff settle down. Usually they said the excess oil is from hormones, but sometimes people just have really oily skin and they have to use some of these things for that, like the
Hmm.
toner and so forth. But the cleanser has 2% salicylic acid and it deep cleanses the skin to penetrate the clear and clear the pores out. It doesn't make your pores smaller, it makes your pores appear smaller. It closes around it. And the toner helps exfoliate the dead skin cells on the surface and removes the excess oil up to like 2%. With 2%, it's at two. I don't know if I have that with something. Oh, 27%. So, and the acne treatment gel, I used to just sell that by itself, and it has 5% benzoyl peroxide. And you can put that directly on the pimples to get rid of the pimples and it clears them up without irritation to them. And the moisturizer that we call it is it's really lightweight and it's fast absorbing. And this is an oil-free moisturizer, so people that have really a lot of oil on their skin can use this moisturizer if they want to. And the oil production in the skin is impacted usually by hormones, and spiking hormones spikes the oil. And that's why teens suffer with it so much more than other people do. But sometimes women have a fluctuation in their hormones and stuff, and they'll get pimples and they won't know why. But now some of it is because they're not cleaning their skin right, once they use makeup and so forth. So you just get them on the regular stuff and you won't need this stuff. Let's see what it says. The action, and I can't even retain. The acne gel retains even until, it's supposed to help until their 40s, which some people I've seen have even had that afterwards. But again, I don't know if that's a hormone thing or if that's actually a not cleansing your face thing. And then it says that it claims that 84% of the people claim that they were clear, 77% said that was better than anything they had ever tried. 82 said it reduced the acne severely and took the blemishes away very well. 80% said it faded the look of acne, which I know that using the skincare will do that. When I first started doing Mary Kay, there was a girl who had acne-prone skin, and she didn't have acne anymore, but she had the skin, and I got her on the basic, and it just filled in her skin. I was just shocked. That was a good lesson for somebody who's new. And 85% that it helped the appearance of the pores and make them look smaller. And benzoyl peroxide provides oxygen. It's oxygen released ingredient, and it kills off the bacteria. And a lot of times the pore is clogged because it's not getting the oxygen, which is again not cleaning your face. And it says the clean acne gel is oil-free moisturizer. I already said that, I guess. And it's non-comedogenic. Now that's funny. I learned that word a long time ago. It means it won't clog your pores. And it's good for suitable and sensitive skin.
Yeah, that was really good, Debbie.
I learned a lot by doing that.
You covered that really well. Yeah.
Thank you.
It is good. And I'm going to tell you guys more about, I'm going to mention that again, hopefully in a minute, if I remember. So yay. Okay. Well, thank you for doing that. And so just a reminder, we're not going to have a meeting next week since it's Christmas week. But we will on the 30th. And, I did ask Dawn to do product knowledge on the 30th. I'm trying to get ahead of myself here. And then we'll have bingo on the 30th too, which I don't have the bingo link done. I have to do it when my brain is good because it's kind of tricky. And so I will do it tomorrow morning with my brain, when I'm fresh, because it's kind of, I have all the steps and I do it every time and it works, but you kind of have to, it's kind of funny. And I have to make sure that I change all the links in all the places and everything. So I do have the invitation already, but I will get you guys the link. So that way, if you get people, like if you're talking to people during Christmas break or something like that, that you can mention it. It'll be at 7 p.m. on that night. So tonight is what I normally call our Mary Kay night, which we talk more just about our Mary Kay business. And what I want to talk about tonight is kind of our systems, and it's systems around lots of things with our business. Last week, I don't know if Debbie, if you had a chance to watch last week's, but
I didn't get a chance yet. Okay.
And I'll send you I emailed, and I can't remember if I emailed you the papers that went with last week, but it was kind of a request for y'all to sit down prior to the end of the year when you have time, which this week and next week is probably not, but maybe between Christmas and New Year's, and just really looking at your vision for your business and your life. And what I'm going to talk about tonight kind of feeds into that. So depending on what your vision is for your business and what your goals are for the next 6 months as we finish out our year end, we kind of need to talk about what systems do we have in place that work for us as in our sales and our leads and our recruiting, all of those things. And so some of those systems are things we do all together as a unit, and some of those systems are things we do individually. So I started going through, I keep one notebook every year that I put all my notes in. So I start it at the beginning of the seminar year. So anytime I go to an event, I have the same notebook. For meeting every week, I put all of the stuff I'm going to talk about in meeting in the same notebook. So I have every year I have a notebook. And that just kind of helps my brain. But, I have a tendency, and you guys probably do too, when you go to a Mary Kay event or even on your meeting night, you take notes and then you think, oh, that's a really good idea. And then do you go back and implement what you thought you wanted to do?
I have a book too. Yeah.
Yeah. So sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. But I started going back through from seminar and I thought, oh my gosh, I forgot I learned this. Oh my gosh, I forgot to learn this. So I'm going to take some more time because it was taking me too long, but it was a reminder to me that and the thing is, you don't need to do every single thing that we learn every week at meeting. I mean, you need to pick and choose the things that are going to work best for you based on what your vision and goals are for your business. But I did want to talk tonight about, okay, what are and I want you to think about for yourself, what are your systems on getting leads? What are your systems with your time? What are your systems with your tracking? Because, we've talked about different ways to track things. What is your customer service system? And then what about recruiting? Do you have a system for recruiting? So I just kind of quickly wrote down some things for myself, which doesn't mean this is what you need to do. You need to decide for yourself. But I was trying to think, how do I get leads? How do I want to get leads? And I think several weeks ago, I can't even remember which week it was, I think I went through with y'all, I looked at my last 3 months of tickets and I looked at where did I get my customers? What were the percentage of where did I get those people to begin with? And I do get, I had done a couple of vendor shows within that time frame. So I did get some people's names from vendor shows and I do want to continue to do those. I've had some this year that have been good, some this year that haven't done so well. But that's really a lead generating thing for me when I go to a vendor show. I'm not really selling off my table. I am just trying to get leads. And I have had some that were good, some not so good, but I think that I still want to be a little more creative in looking for more vendor shows that I might want to. And we did try a brand new one this year, Jody and I did, and it went really well the first time. Second time, not so well. But I'm going to try to just keep looking. The other thing I feel like I need to do that I feel like, because I get so many leads from referrals, that whenever I'm booking anyone for a facial, that I have got to remember to always encourage them to invite people and give them something free for bringing someone with them, because those are going to be really good leads if they are coming with a friend. And I think I've gotten lazy and I haven't said great, I'm glad you're coming for a facial. Hey, do you have a friend or a family member that would love to join you? If so, I'm going to give you $10 free, as long as they don't have another Mary Kay consultant. So that's something that's a system that I've got to make sure that just comes out of my mouth every single time I book somebody, because I need to do that. And that can turn into a party without them even knowing that it's a party.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So leads, that was one thing I thought, okay, that's one thing I need to continue to always do. Okay, what about time? So with time, we kind of do need some kind of system. Some of us work full-time jobs, some of us don't, but there needs to be, I think, either if your weeks are not the same every week, then you need to do a weekly plan sheet at the beginning of the week and determine when you're doing a power hour, and whether you're doing a full power hour or whether you're breaking it up in 15-minute increments. And
I keep getting mixed up with power hour. What is that?
So power hour is really just focused time where you are specifically trying to book people for facials, events, or doing follow up with people. Maybe there's someone that you talk to and you know you need to follow up with them, so they're on your list to contact.
Okay.
It could be that you're booking people for a recruiting event or to talk to you about the Mary Kay opportunity.
Okay.
Anything that's like you are specifically focused on contacting those people. It could be that they bought a time-wise repair and it's been 2 weeks and you need to follow up on how they're doing with
Okay.
the product. So it's focused time that you're reaching out to people. And so I have
Okay.
had times in my career where I chose a particular evening or a particular day where I always did that. And so I just knew if it was that day, that's what I did. Like I didn't skip a week. I always did a power hour. But for some people, you can't do it the same time every week. So what you have to decide at the beginning of the week is when am I going to do that? Because I guarantee you, the more power hours you do, the more bookings you have, the more
Okay.
sales you have.
Okay.
And so I feel like power hours is something that we need to have on our schedule. So the other thing that takes time is, deliveries. If you're delivering product, are you
Yeah.
going to do that at a specific time every week? Or how are you going to do that so that you're not running this way and that way and this way and that way? And then we'll see with this new My Shop that's coming if you want to send more people to your My Shop and have it mailed to them. I mean,
Hmm.
that's your choice, but that's what you've got to decide with your time. So I feel like that's a system that's really important because what happens to us is weeks go by and we haven't done a power hour. And then that's a reason why and like sometimes if we know we're having an open house or we know we're doing a bingo event or we know, then we focus on calling people. But what if we had a consistent system where we did power hours every week? And
Hmm.
if even if you are like, I just can't do a whole hour every week, what if you did a half hour every week, but you did it every week? And so it was consistent, then you would be consistently getting new bookings.
Right. That's good.
And then the other thing I feel like we need systems with, and we've talked a lot about this year, is tracking. And you have to decide how you want to track. Now, one of the things I created, and I have not done a good job. I'm talking to myself on this too, y'all. I created that, which I'll show you guys in a minute. I created that sheet where I wanted us to start tracking how many people we talked to about the opportunity. So we can kind of see how many people do we have to talk to before we're getting a new person. And so I did create a flyer for that, but it has November and everything on it. So I'm going to have my assistant kind of redo it and just make it our tracking sheet. And then we'll keep that tracking sheet until we fill it up.
Hmm.
And we'll just keep trying. And that is an area that I really want to grow in. And so I want to be the leader in that if I can be, because that's what I think we all want to do. And
Were
so,
we still, I'm sorry, were we
no, go
still
ahead.
adding customers?
I
How
haven't
many
been doing
customers
that.
we
We
have?
just did that for 1 month.
A little while. Okay.
I have just been, or maybe we did it for a couple of months. Like I think we did it around career conference time, and that was cool. And
Yeah,
did you notice how we
it kind
kind
of
of,
stuck in my mind to do
yes.
that.
So I kind of switched it to recruiting because I feel like that's where we really need to focus. But we'll
It could
see.
be here, yeah.
We'll see how it goes for 90 days. We may go back to doing that collectively as a unit. But you could track that for yourself too, like
Yeah.
whatever you want to track. Now we've talked about the layering sheet that HDK created. It hasn't really seemed to take off for anybody, but that could be an area that you could use to track. We've talked about Tandy Fisher's, how she tracks the products that all of the customers are using, and she is sending out samples or giving samples like a focus time that she's just focusing on certain samples and then during her power hour time she's following up with all those people that she gave those samples to see what their opinion is of that product. We don't have to do all of that. You can choose where you feel like what works for you.
I haven't
But
tracked it, but every time I do, and every time I give somebody an order, I mean, yeah, what I'm delivering their stuff, I always put some candy in it and I always put samples in it. But I wasn't getting back every time and asking them how they liked it. So I need
yeah,
to might maybe track what I put in their sample
Yes,
thing.
and that's really kind of what Tandy Fisher's sheet does. I mean, she
I
said
need that
she's
sheet probably.
yeah, and that I can email it to you again. We got it off Project um we got it off Pajama Graphics.
Oh,
Um
that's okay.
it was the 45 to Thrive,
Okay.
that whole little section, but I can send that to you again. And she focused on the products that she thought everybody needs. You know, no
Hmm.
matter what you're using, those are the products you need. So we did talk about that at one point, but we hadn't really kept up with that. And that if that's not what you want to track, you don't have to, but I feel like you need to we need to track where we're wanting to grow. So if you're like, I still want to track how many new consultants I have, then track that. I mean, how many new customers I have because I want to build up to this many customers, or my goal is I want to get 10 new customers a month. Whatever your goal is, I think track that so that then you can kind of see how you're doing. Partly because sometimes we feel like we're not doing very well. And when you go back and you look at your numbers, you're like, oh, I got 10 new customers last month. I mean,
Yeah.
but you're always like, but then that also helps you see, like, if you've only gotten 8, but your goal is 10, what else can you do in your lead generating, or if you're booking someone
Hmm.
that encourage you to have them invite a friend because you want to get 2 new customers before the end of the month. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like and that's why it's
Right.
helpful to track your sales every week. If you're even tracking them daily, then you know if you're hitting $300 or not, so you know if you're on target for star.
You know, we
So,
talk about this off and on, and I think that's good because it takes some people like me for you to say it several times before I get done what I was doing then and to learn something new. And then you remind me to do that. And since I've gotten more new customers and stuff, I just wrote them in my book, but I need to have something better to track them and when I called them and what I talk to them about really too, you know.
and you know what? It can be as simple as a 3 subject notebook that you keep
Yeah.
track of, and you use that when you are doing all of your power hours, and use that, use the tracking sheet. Like we've seen some people use HDK's layering sheet as that. It doesn't give you a lot of space to put what all you
Yeah.
talked about, but it gives you places where you can say, she's tried this, she's done this, she's done this.
Yeah.
So, like, that's why if you wanted to write a little bit more information, you could just use a 3 subject notebook, and then you get that notebook back out. It has your list of these are all my prospects, these are who I've called on what day. And then for me, I put a lot of stuff on my calendar. Like if someone's gotten a brand new skincare set and I want to follow
Right.
up with them in 2 weeks and 2 months, I
Yeah.
stick it on my calendar so that I
Hmm.
know that week I've got to call her because she's used the product for 2 weeks or 2 months, and now it's time for me to follow up with her.
I put it in my phone, but the more customers you get, your phone's not going to fit all that in there.
Yeah,
It-
I'm such a writer down
I
person, but not everybody is. A lot of people
I
like to.
write everything down. I just don't go back and look at it, and that's
Yeah,
that's
I
you
know.
got. Yeah.
So I think that's kind of like that's why it's helpful to have a power hour. So then you take, your notebook or whatever you're using, and then you go, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I gave that miracle set to that lady last week. I got to follow up with her. So it helps you kind of like a focus notebook or a focus folder that you are helping you keep all that, and you just relook at it at the time that you have set aside for that. And then the other thing that for systems is customer service, which you mentioned something a while ago about I put a piece of candy and I put samples in. So that's part of your system when you're doing customer service. Um,
Hmm.
do you have certain delivery days? How are you doing that? And I always, this is what I've been doing, and I'm going to continue to do it because it seems to work well with my customers. But I have all of their birthdays listed in my customers, which hopefully they're all still there tomorrow when we get the all new customers. Um, and I print the customer report, birthday report at the beginning of every month. And so they get a text from me telling them that they're going to get a discount for the month, but they get a bigger discount if they come in for a facial. And I have finally trained some customers that they know every year in their birthday month if they need a new facial. And so what I really want to do this year is make sure that I push them to invite friends with them when they come for them. And then if I haven't heard from them by the 15th, if they haven't booked, then I need, in my power hour time, I need to follow up with them and say, hey, do you want to book, or is there anything you need? And so that way I'm following up. And that's just kind of that just gives me kind of a prospect list, for that month. A lot of people use the 50% off flyer, which let me show you guys something real quick. So this is on my Facebook page under the featured section right here. So when you go to our Botions Bright Stars and you go to featured, I have in there, of course, whatever we're doing this month with our calendar and all of our invites. It has the emoji contest, the $100 day contest. Here's that sharing challenge I was talking about, which I'll get updated and we'll start doing that.
Okay.
I have stuff about seminar. This is my yearly challenges and prizes that you can earn through the year, plus what the Consultant All-Star is. So this is kind of all of our systems for our unit. This right here is the Google Doc that you can send people to watch a video and fill out the information about the opportunity. And then I get an automatic Gmail email if they do that and what their answer was. You guys can always use that. And this right here is the Monica's half price deals. This is what I was talking about, what I was getting to. I just put it here so you can always get the most current one. If you click on this, it should bring up, let's see if it does. It should bring up the most recent one. Yep. So when you click on that, here is the December special deals. So this changes every single month. But I don't have to, and I do sometimes, I email you guys one called Pink something. It's different than this one. So you can use whichever one you want. But Monica's you can go get every month from here. If you don't want to use the one I email you, they're similar, but a little bit different. But it's different products every month. If they spend at least $50, then they can get one of these items 50% off. So there's Monica's, and then there's also the Pink perks that I email you at the beginning of every month. So if you want to do that, you can. What I started doing, but I have to be consistent with it, is I have product I really want to move. So I was just kind of creating my own little flyer of like 3 or 4 things. And if someone spends $50, I text that to them and say, would you be interested in any of these products at half off since you're spending $50? Sometimes I do it for free if it's something I really want to get rid of. I definitely have too much body care products, and I feel like I need to move some of those. And maybe I could get some people on the body care if I was giving it to them. So that's one option. This is the Pearl thing. Like if you do have people, watch one of those videos, fill out the Google Doc, and they want to have a 3-way call with us, then you guys that haven't earned pearls can earn pearls. And then I still have Laura's thing out here, which when I was thinking about my systems, this little text she used way back in May of 2024, which I think is still good. But as with the new e-commerce that's happening, as of tomorrow, when I go look at my customer list, anyone that has not purchased from me in 2 years, which I've got people on my customer list that have not, their products are not going to be listed out there. So I'm going to be able to tell who has purchased from me in 2 years and who hasn't. And so what I was thinking was, if they are my customers and they have been purchasing from me in the last 2 years, then I want to do some sort of text like this, where I'm asking them what their favorite product is, how they like to buy, their favorite way to try, because I'm going to tell you guys something here in a minute about what we're going to do the next 3 months with guest events, and then ask them if I can send them a video so that I am trying to recruit more people. If If they haven't bought from me in 2 years, then I'm going to put them on a list and say, okay, I'm going to contact them and see if they want to still be on my list. See if they need a refacial. See if they're even using any Mary Kay products anymore, and if they'd like to come in for a facial. So that's going to be kind of my system with my customers to figure out what I'm going to do. So, but I try to keep all this under featured so you guys have access to all of this here. The other thing I wanted to share with y'all, and this is kind of a big change, but I did mention it to Jody Saturday and got her opinion. So when Jody and I went to the retreat that we went to in Texas back the first weekend of November, National Sales Director Janice Trude is who did that retreat. And I had known about her online events for a while, but I just wasn't sure about it. And so what I think I want to do is for the next 90 days, starting in January, we'll still have meetings on Tuesday evenings, just like we've been doing. 6 to 6:45, 7 o'clock. We will have training. I'm going to stay with my system that I've been doing, with the themes, and we may still do bingo every so often. And Jody and I will kind of talk about how often we're going to do that, because I feel like that's something that you guys like to invite people to, is the bingo night. Mm-hmm. But what I'd really like to do, I can pay Janice, and these are big events, but you guys, and I went and I listened to some of them. So I'm going to show you her calendar. This was her calendar for December, but she doesn't have the January one out yet. But she does a guest event for customers where your customers can potentially win purses and big things. Now, she has a lot of people on here. So, their chances are not huge that they could win, but it might be a way for you to get people on, the people that you're not seeing in person, but the people that you want to see virtually. Every Wednesday night, she has some kind of event, and I went and watched her. I can send you guys, I think I'm going to put it in the Sisterhood of Success. I watched her event, the skincare class she did, and they gave like 7 purses away or something like that at the end. And then on Thursday nights, it is only a sharing event, and she brings in different people. So I listened to her sharing event that she did last week, and she records them after the fact. So you can't win unless you're on live, but it might be a way. She also gave away 7 free e-starts. So 7 of the guests that were on there, if they were like, I know that I want to do this, if they put that in the chat, their name got in the drawing, and she gave 7 e-starts away. They didn't even have to pay their $35. And so, so they're bigger events than what we do. And so I wondered if it might be helpful, especially for the sharing events, to have a bigger place for you guys to bring guests to hear, and to be hearing from some really top sales directors and stuff. So I think we're going to try it. So I don't want anyone to be overwhelmed with the fact that, oh my gosh, like I have a meeting on Tuesday night, and then you're not required to do this, but it will give you a place to plug in. And so I'm just not going to really offer events at 7 p.m. except for bingo here and there. And I'm going to let us see how we like plugging into these. Her skincare class was really good. I watched her skincare class. I thought it was good. She does different themes all the time. So, and then the sharing event was good. And so it might, if we can get people on, and we'll try it for 3 months and see if we like it or not. If we don't like it, we don't have to keep doing it. It's not like I'm signing a contract and saying, but if I pay at the beginning of the month, then any of us can participate in any events. And so she has a Zoom number with invitations. So I would include those invitations on our Facebook page so that you guys will have them. She told us she'll have the January dates out here shortly, but just know it's almost always on Wednesdays and Thursdays. She threw in an extra sharing event for next Monday night, but this is just the December calendar, just so you can kind of see what it looks like. But I thought it might be just something exciting for us to try. This Janice may only be a national one more year. So, we may not have an opportunity to do this forever, but I thought let's try it for 90 days and see if we like it. The other thing she's mentioned is a lot of people like the Wednesday night thing, that the consultants are learning better how to do those types of events, even if they're doing them in person. And sometimes people are on her events having a party, a Mary Kay party, watching her do the thing, or they may have a person in front of them trying it with samples, or they may just have someone sitting there learning about the product. You can do it all different ways. So we're going to maybe try that in January, February, and March and just see how it goes. And again, this goes back to what works best for you. Figure out your system, and you may be like, I don't want to work Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday night this week. So I'll get on meeting, and then I'm going to get people plugged into the Thursday night sharing event. That's what I'm willing to do this week. Or I really want to sell products, so I'm going to get people on the Wednesday night skincare class or whatever, because that's going to work or whatever. So I'm not saying you have to work Mary Kay online Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursday nights. I'm saying you pick what is going to work best for you based on your systems. So the other thing I will be doing is, as we onboard new consultants with this new e-commerce and everything, I'm going to change up what texts are going to new consultants. And one of the first things I want to send them is, there's another director that sent it to me, is a little Google Doc that has them answer some questions. So I can see, are they a consultant that just really wants to use my shop and they're like, or are they a consultant that wants to be on our meetings every week and learn everything they want to learn? Because they may not need to get all the same texts. And see, right now it's very like everybody's getting the same thing. And so I want to kind of revamp that. So maybe when we onboard new people, I can do a better job of getting them plugged in to however they want to work. So that's one of the things that I'm going to change in the systems that I'm doing. So, okay, questions, thoughts?
Does Janice Trude, when she's doing a class or product knowledge, or, with somebody, is she's always doing it on their face, not their hand or anything like that? Or some people are doing it on the hand.
Yeah, she said at the beginning of that skincare class, there could be guests on here that have samples, and she was talking about Miracle Set and Repair. So they could be doing it, but she was doing it on their face. Janice is definitely more old school, like what we all know. But she brings in other people and younger people.
I would really like to see some of her stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to forward you guys in the Sisterhoods of Success, in our little, I'm going to forward you guys one of their skincare classes and one of her recruiting events. So if you want to just watch it first, before you would invite anyone to it, so you can see if you like it. And she doesn't always have the same people on. She's had different people on doing color nights. She's done, and she has different speakers for, last week she had Amber Town, which Amber Town is from Phoenix area, and she's in the top 10 directors of all of Mary Kay right now in the United States. So she has top people on, that are talking
people are really working.
Yes. And
most of the time for the past years, I've done this whenever I could. Thought about it or was able or stuff, and I didn't like sit down and put hours into it and stuff. And because we're both retired and stuff, I don't want to put in too many hours, but it doesn't take that many hours to sit there and watch one of these or put some things into the computer and stuff. But I'd have to be a little more, I don't know how you would call it, but not just dilly-dallying around,
Well, and this is kind of what this meeting's about. It's your choice how much time you want to spend with Mary Kay. And it's your choice, whatever your goals are. But what I do want for everybody listening is that if this is what you've set this is what you've set your goals for, whatever that is, I want you to be able to have the resources you need to do that. And part of that is having your own systems in place that are going to
Right.
work. So
Right.
like for Jody working a full-time job,
Yeah.
she's got to have systems in place that work around her full-time job. She knows that in January when she's doing 1099s and all that, it's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, you know what your schedule is, so you have to figure out what is the most consistent way that I can work and meet my goals that fits in my life, where
Hmm.
I'm not doing Mary Kay 24/7, but I'm
Right.
working the most smart way I can so that I can make the most money and reach the goals that I want to reach personally.
Right.
And that's, everybody, that's your choice. So I don't know if that helps.
Right. Yeah. Now these things that she has on Wednesday nights, you invite people to watch that?
Yes, these are all guest events. So
And
that's
so,
why Tuesday night I'm going to be doing training, but Wednesday night it's a guest event for guests to learn something about the product. And
mhm,
then you'll know ahead of time what type of event it is because I'm going to give
okay.
you the schedule and then invite. And then on Thursday nights, it's all about sharing the opportunity. So who do you want to hear
Okay.
more about the Mary Kay business? And I noticed her sharing event was 30 minutes. Her guest event with the skincare was an hour.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, that's good. I
But
yet to hire her to do the makeup. I mean, to do it and stuff. But I'd like to see what she does and how she does it.
yeah.
Because I am one of the old kind of people too, and I've been doing it almost the same way with just a few minor things here and there from the beginning. And the Miracle Set has changed in different stuff, and
Well, one of the things I heard her say, I was listening to her skincare class, and she just did an overview of Clear Proof and Mary Kay skincare line before she got into the other skincare. And she said when she sells Clear Proof, that benzoyl peroxide, which I don't use acne treatment gel because I'm allergic to benzoyl peroxide.
oh
But
yeah.
she was saying that it can stain your pillowcase. I don't know if you guys have had that
Oh,
experience. So she said, whenever I sell it, I always give them a white washcloth and a white um, pillowcase to go with their
oh,
order because that way they don't stain their pillowcase. And I was like, that was something new to me. Like I
that's a
hadn't
smart
heard
thing.
that
Yeah.
before. So I don't know, but I thought that was interesting.
Well,
And
that's very good
so,
service,
yeah,
you know.
so I don't know. Any thoughts that you have, Jody, about any of this?
No, I think it's I mean specific thoughts, not really. I mean,
Okay.
I
Okay.
think it's I think it's going to be a great opportunity to be able to work in a different way. We're still going to have our training, we're still going to have our unit connection. So it's not like we're not going to be together as a unit. We still have our unit training on Tuesday night, and then we're able to
Mhm.
um, spread that out instead of 2 hours in one night. So
Yeah. And do you feel like you kind of know what your systems need to be and what you want those to be? I mean, that's something to think about when you're figuring out your vision and goals too.
yeah, no, yes, I know what my systems need to be, and I had them implemented at one time. Do I have them implemented now? No. Do I need to? Yes.
I sort of
Yeah.
have done kind of halfway on some of mine, but there's some things I want to do better. So that's
Yeah,
really, and don't overwhelm yourself. Don't go, well, I got to do these new 10 things. Like,
Right.
pick what you feel like is going to be the best for you and maybe implement two things that you can do consistently that's going to help you move forward in your business. Not so many things that you're overwhelmed and you're like, okay, I'm just not going to do this. You know what I'm saying? So start small and then you may go, okay, if I can get this in a consistent manner and this is going well, then I want to add this. Think about it in that way so that you can't change everything. This is like tweaking and improving a little bit of creating consistency with systems with how we manage our business so that we're doing better and we're
Right.
getting closer to what our goals are.
I'm really interested in like the classes and the way they do them and stuff, but you've got to be able to have people, you've got
Yes.
to plan on that. You've got to be able to have people that want to go to these classes and prepare yourself ahead of time that if they want to do these classes with them, that you've got to make sure you give them the right stuff. And if you have to mail it to them, in time to mail it and that kind of stuff, you know. But the recruiting, I want to recruit. I think that's a smart thing to do. But I don't want to recruit so much that it's taking up so much time, you know.
Mhm.
And of course, I'd probably recruit, you know, around here anyway. But
Mhm.
I have, I'm getting old. And I can only do
Well,
so
and
much.
just do you guys, I mean, what I'm saying is you guys decide your goals. You
Yeah,
decide what you want to do. But what I
yeah,
want to do is help you have systems to help you reach your own goals and also like offer this opportunity. And that's one of the reasons why I'm going to ask my customers, do you like to do things in person? Are you willing to do things online? And the ones that, say, yeah, I would do
yeah.
stuff online. I don't want to leave my house. Then those are the people I'm going to ask to be part of doing that, you know.
Hmm.
Um, so, and
I
then
think
when
those
you're
are
booking
mostly,
someone, you could give
yeah,
them the choice. Do you want to
yeah.
do it from your house and do it on Zoom, and then you have the potential to earn a free Michael Kors bag? Or do you want to, you can just kind of,
Right,
and that,
right.
I mean, my understanding is there are a lot of people on there. So, not everybody's going to get a Michael Kors bag, but it
Oh,
may help,
right.
it may help you
Yeah.
get some more guests if that's exciting to them.
It's funny, a long time ago, I used to do anything for a pin.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
There you
yeah.
go. Yeah.
And then now it's like, oh yeah, I want a little more.
All right. Well, I won't keep you guys longer, but remember that next week is Christmas. So
Yes.
you guys have next Tuesday off. And then I will get those links posted on our page by tomorrow and for the bingo. And then Jody and I will be ready to do bingo on the 30th. We will have a meeting at 6 first, and then
Yeah.
I'm going to make
Yeah.
sure I'm done with the meeting by 6:45 that night so that we
Great.
can just get ready for bingo at 7.
Yeah, great. I'm looking forward to
Okay.
that.
All right. Well,
Well, you
thank you
guys have a
guys.
Merry Christmas.
You too. You too. And I hope you guys have a good rest of your week, Jody. Are you off all next week?
No,
Just
not
Oh,
on,
even.
just
Thursday and
on.
Friday. That's
Well,
it.
Thursday and Friday is good though, because then you get a 4-day weekend.
Yeah, sure.
that's
That's
better than
great.
nothing.
No,
Sure,
yeah,
sure,
it is. I mean,
sure.
yes.
Sort of off, going to all these family
I'm,
things and
I'm
parties.
hoping that I get to rest and not do anything at least one day.
I know.
Yeah.
That's the hard thing of taking off when it's Christmas because then you're cooking and you're wrapping and you're doing family things. And
Yeah.
so then you don't feel like you had a break. So, yeah, I hope everybody gets.
No, and with the way it's falling, the end of the month is on the next Wednesday. So I will probably actually be working that Sunday. So I
Oh,
Oh
probably
my.
won't get a 4-day weekend. So
Oh
I'll
my.
probably just get a 3-day weekend because I'll probably be working.
yeah.
Like
With the
I'll probably be working this Sunday too to get all of, yes.
hmm It's okay. It's good.
Yeah. I just keep
You can
telling
take a
myself
sick day.
if December is any key to what January is going to be like, it's going to be chaos.
Oh
Yeah.
my. Yeah.
So now you can figure out with your Mary Kay, what can I do like physically and mentally with what I know is coming. You got to be realistic too. But I also feel like you don't have to say, well, I'm just going to put my Mary Kay down.
Yeah.
You can figure out what can I do realistically
Hmm.
in January with what I have to know I have to do with my regular job.
Yeah.
So,
I
um,
like to I like to learn to do things online. I think that's pretty cool.
yeah.
And it's the future.
Yeah. Well, I will I'll send those recordings in the Sisterhood of Success so you guys can watch them in your free time.
Okay.
Okay.
I've been doing it while I've been putting my makeup on. Doing my hair, doing my makeup, and
Right.
then
Yeah.
I listen or
I don't know
watch.
what I look like after all day. I was just all over the place with Mary Kay today, so I,
Yay.
I
That's
don't know what
awesome.
I look like by the time I
You
got
look
done.
great. And thanks for doing product knowledge.
Oh, thank you. No
And
problem.
you
It was
guys
great.
get some
I'm enjoying it.
rest, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.